Grab your glasses, everybody. It's time for a Moonshine Safari.
Hey, everybody. This is Josh.
I'm Dina.
And welcome to Moonshine Safari. We're so glad that you have joined us today. This is our 7th episode. Dina, can you believe it?
Yeah, I can't believe it's already been 7.
Oh, my goodness. 7 episodes already. It is, I have no idea. It's just, we're having a good time. I'm having a good time.
I'm enjoying it.
I hope you're having a good time listening and hanging on to us. You know, as we're doing this, we're learning new little things, little tricks. So it does seem like it's it's a project in the rough, and we will be smoothing things out
learning
as we learn. So, but that's kind of what this is about. We're not looking to be this super polished thing because that's not even who we are in real life, you know. And that's kind of what we want to do. We want to kind of keep this podcast kind of as real as possible, kind of casual and gritty. And if you listen to our songs, you know, it's kind of like the same thing. We're not looking for the most polished, perfect little thing. We like, I guess it's. And I'm not a record kind of guy. I'm not like a vinyl kind of guy. But to me, it's like that.
It's more real.
It's like that.
Right.
Exactly. So today in our shout outs, we'd like to give a special shout out to Copper Still in Chandler. We're going to go a little deep. I mean, actually in Gilbert, they actually have 2 restaurants in Gilbert and Chandler. Gilbert is the one in there. Gilbert in Arizona is the one that we usually go to. Chandler, Arizona is 2. Copper Still, we're going to get into our later section of Moonshine Safari. We're going to get a little more in depth on what we had there, but we want to give a shout out to Copper Still. They have some of the greatest food, great drinks, excellent atmosphere. You should go check them out. They're pretty good. Another special shout out I want to give, and this one is kind of unplanned. We'll see if we can get him in here. We want to do a special shout out. Hold on one second. Hey, Del Toro. Del Toro! Need you to come in here, please. Come to the studio.
There he is.
There he is. Hey, come over here next to my microphone. We want to give a special shout out to Del Toro. Del Toro is our son, and over these last few months, he has worked tirelessly
really hard
at uploading all of the podcasts, creating all the videos, making sure everything is on all of our social media platforms.
Being our social media master.
He's doing everything. So, Del Toro, we want to give you a special shout out today.
Big shout out.
Is there anything you'd like to say to our audience of, I don't know how many we have, maybe 2 or 3?
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, so
anything you'd like to say? We have a few followers, so that's cool.
We do.
Not much. I just hope
come down closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Get down here. There you go.
There's not much I'd like to say. I just hope y'all enjoy what I do and enjoy what these people do. They do a nice job at making the podcast making the content for me to edit. So they do the majority of the work. I just make sure it goes out correctly.
Well, he does a good job, and all the voices and all of the little taglines and all of that.
It's all him.
It's all Del Toro, and we're going to do some other things too, because he does voices. He does some pretty amazing imitations, and we're going to spotlight some of that in future episodes. But he's the one that does the intro part, the ooh-ee, you know, and all of the intros to all the different segments of our shows. He does all of that. So if you're even looking for anybody that wants to do like voiceovers or any type of stuff like that, contact him. You can just hit any of our emails or social media. Please contact them. You can do it through that. That'd be great. So Del Toro, great job. Thank you so much,
awesome.
son. You're doing a wonderful job. Just keep it up. And
Thank y'all.
And you can reach out to him if you have anything at any of our social media sites. Okay? All right, coming up, what is Josh and Dina listening to? Hold on, we'll be right back.
What's Josh listening to?
Welcome back, everybody, to Moonshine Safari. I'm Josh.
I'm Dina.
And we thank you so much for listening today and hanging on with us as we run down this Moonshine Safari of our lives and all the craziness that goes on. And some of you may say, that's not very crazy. You guys are kind of mild. Well, that's okay. It's crazy to us, and that's the way we like it. But now this segment is, what are we listening to this week? And music, if you've been hanging on and listening from the very beginning, music is a giant part of our lives.
Huge part.
Huge part. Has been since the very beginning. We're going to get more into how music has influenced us later on in the podcast. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, we got so much to share with you guys. You have no idea. But that's coming up, so you got to hang tight. But this week, Dina, what are you listening to this week?
Well, I actually started listening to a little bit of Skeeter Davis, which some people may remember. She was back in the 60s. There was a song. I just blanked on the name of the song. Anyway, I'm working on a cover of that, and I actually want to change that up a little bit. But that's kind of where my focus has been. And as everybody knows, you're the more adventurous one when it comes to all the listenings of all the new music.
Okay, well, I have been listening to a group called Government Mule. And they're not necessarily well, they definitely are not a mainstream group. Government Mule is actually kind of a combo group. The main guy, Warren Haynes, if anybody who's like blues or guitars, and you guys all know I'm a guitar geek and I love guitar and I like guitar players and guitar gear and things like that. And Warren Haynes, look him up on YouTube or online. He was with the Allman Brothers. Before that, he was with a couple other bands. He actually, I think he played with David Allan Coe, and then he was with another band for a while. And then he went to the Allman Brothers, and he was with them for quite a while. And then when they were off, he joined another band, a couple guys, and created a band called Government Mule. And they play like Southern rock and blues and funk, just a bunch of jazzy stuff. It's just pretty cool. So check them out on YouTube. Check them out on any of the music. What is it? Spotify or we use Tidal.
Right.
What else are the other Pandora, I guess, and
Amazon has a streaming
Amazon
service.
too. Check them out. I'm sure they're everywhere.
iHeart.
Warren Haynes, he's got the. Okay, there's also a very cool video on YouTube. I would like to plug. I say I plug it. It's one of my favorite ones I like to watch. It is, I think it's a 2015 Guitar Center blues competition, and Warren Haynes is playing. Feels like I'm breaking up someone's home, and he's playing it with Joe Bonamassa. Joe Bonamassa comes up on the stage and they're playing together.
Very cool.
And they're almost doing like a blues, like a dueling blues guitar thing together. Check that out if you haven't. It's pretty freaking amazing. It's pretty awesome. Those are two great blues guitarists. I'd highly recommend them if you're in the blues guitars, rock guitars. Check out Warren Haynes. Check out Government Mule. Okay, sometimes it's just called the Mule, but Government Mule, GOVT Mule, and that is what we're listening to. Government Mule and Skeeter Davis. I bet you haven't heard that word, Skeeter Davis. Check her out.
Been a long
See
time.
what's up. All right. Next, coming up is our joke or funny of the week. Just to tickle your funny bone. Hold on. All right. Welcome to Funny of the Week. Hey, Dina. Why did God create Adam first, then Eve second?
I don't know, Josh. Why?
Well, he wasn't interested in listening to anyone telling him how to make Adam.
Haha.
It's time for Peeve of the Week.
Welcome back, everybody, to Moonshine Safari. I'm Josh.
I'm Dina.
And you have come back to a very important time, very important segment. This is our Peeve of the Week.
We get to rant.
We get to rant a little bit. And guess what? I'm taking it again. I think this is 3 weeks in a row.
That's going to be my peeve.
I think it's... That's going to be your next week's peeve. Next week's peeve is Josh's hogging
Taking all
the
my
peeves.
peeves.
All right. My peeve of the week is, and I hate to do this because, I just really like this company a lot. And we feature them. In fact, we featured them and gave them a shout out on the very first episode. And that's Old Smoky Distillery.
We love them.
And we do love you. And this is a very bittersweet peeve, Old Smoky. We love your products. In fact, I have partaken of what I like to call my Sunshine, which is my coffee and moonshine mixture. I had some of that today, which was amazing. However, our favorite flavor of Old Smoky Moonshine, Hunch Punch. We've not seen that beautiful jar in so many weeks.
We can't get it.
Anywhere. We found some, it's probably been a month and a half ago.
Easily.
We found maybe 2 or 3 jars.
Bought them all.
Yeah, bought them all, and of course they're gone.
Gone.
So, Old Smoky, please produce more, and send to your distributors out here in sunny Arizona so we can please partake of that wonderful nectar of heaven called Hunch Punch. Please.
Yum. We miss it.
So that's our peeve of the week, kind of a peeve. We're out. We need some. Send it soon. All right, coming right up. Pro tip of the week from Dina. Hold on.
Get out your notepads. It's time for Pro Tip of the Week.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Moonshine Safari. I'm Josh.
I'm Dina.
And Dina you're up with Pro Tip of the Week. Dina, what wonderful nugget of knowledge do you have for us this week?
Well, this is actually very interesting. So we are in an era where almost everybody has student loans, and some people have a lot of student loans. In fact, it's just growing and growing and growing and growing. And so it's important to know how lenders are going to view your student loans. And what is partially very important to know is different kinds of loans, especially for mortgages, are going to view your student loans differently. FHA has one set of requirements. Fannie Mae has another set. Freddie Mac has yet another set. VA has its own idea. And USDA has even its own idea. So it's important that you have a mortgage person that A, you trust, is smart and knowledgeable about their industry, and B, that understands the differences in how it's going to be viewed, because it has the tendency, or I should say the potential, to make or break a mortgage loan on debt-to-income ratio alone based on how your student loans are viewed. So that's my nugget of wisdom for the week. If you're in the market to buy a home, please make sure that you're dealing with somebody that is knowledgeable and experienced, and will actually take the time to consider your student loans and how they're going to be best viewed and how you can be best served in your mortgage process, and make sure you get the best bang for your buck.
There you go. Well, thanks, Dina, so much for that pro tip. Seriously, guys, it's very important that you listen to this, because it can be a very complicated thing. If you're in the market, you're not sure what you do, call your local loan officer, or whoever you work with, or your mortgage officer, and ask them questions about how maybe a refinance or a loan will, or your student loans may affect that. Okay, make sure you check that out. All right, well, thank you so much. Coming up next, hey, we're going to continue our story.
Continue.
And
it
this
still continues.
Still continued. And coming up, the craziness of the wedding, including the rehearsal dinner. So that's what's coming up.
Sounds good.
All right. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Shh. Quiet and listen. It's time for Marriage Story of the Week.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Moonshine Safari. You have so far been with us for 6 episodes. This is our 7th episode and our 7th section, if you want to say, of our story.
Our story.
What's happening to us. And of course, it's not every single little detail, but it's the details we think that are important. And, sometimes we forget things, and we may actually go back in our story to highlight some other things that we left out. So from time to time, that'll happen. But now we are up to our wedding day. Our wedding day. And I can say it was a wonderful time. I do remember it. If you listen to the previous podcast, there was no drinking. There was
no vomiting.
There were no strippers. There was nothing.
Crazy.
There was nothing but
we were very tame.
Soda and probably water, probably some Mountain Dew. That's probably the craziest we got. Yeah. Maybe Meat Lovers Pizza Hut pizza might be a crazier kind of deal, but
to be fair, that could have turned out crazy.
Yeah, well, it did. Well, I'll tell you,
time.
I was getting ready to say that I held back eating on that night because I didn't want to have issues on our wedding day. That would not have been cool to be up there and the stomach's growling and gassy, and yeah, we would save that for our wedding night, I suppose, right? Yeah. So the craziness of the wedding. So I guess I can tell you that. Stayed the night in the apartment. The guys who my groomsmen were with me, except for my little brother. My little brother, who was part of it, was at home. But the adult guys, my cousin, my good friend from here from Arizona, we were all in our apartment And I got up early. I remember I got up early first, and we only had one bathroom. I hit it first, and everything, and everybody started getting up and going and getting ready. Everything's kind of a blur until I think I remember like driving to the church.
I got up, and the lady, my maid of honor, actually, part of her wedding gift to me was, and it's funny because I didn't necessarily remember this in context until I started really thinking about it, but part of her wedding gift to me was having my hair done by the lady that she used at the time. And so I had been instructed to make sure, to wear a button-down shirt and all that stuff. That way when I got dressed at the church, it wouldn't mess up the hair and all that. So my hair is, you can't see it, but normally very long and very thick. And so honestly, having somebody do my hair is always a big deal. So we went and had that done. And then, of course, we headed over to the church to start getting ready on our end. And she was the only one with me. The rest of my bridesmaids I have 2 sisters and a sister-in-law that stood in for that because I wanted it to be mostly family, which turned out perfectly on my side of it. So we headed over to the church to start getting ready as well.
Cool. I know it was pretty simple for us guys. I mean, we just had, and it's always simple for guys. You don't have to worry too much about your hair. You don't have to worry too much. You don't have to worry about makeup at all. Well, none of my guys that were my, wedding had to worry about makeup. But if you wear makeup, hey, that's your deal. That's fine.
That's your gig.
That's your gig, dude. That's cool. I just need to pause just for a second. If you guys hear anything in the background, we're having like a major monsoon storm here tonight. So if you hear thunder or we go, holy crap.
Too bad you can't see it.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty dust storm looking right now. So just FYI if you hear anything.
And
like
it's
that.
raining.
So, yeah, and raining. Imagine that. Okay, so I remember getting to the wedding, and I think we mentioned this last time. Dina pretty much and her family, for the most part, did all of the decorating.
Well, there were some ladies at the church that helped as well.
That's true. But as far as this wasn't an expensive,
no,
because we didn't have any money, so it wasn't like we and our parents, they're not well off, so it wasn't like a big thing. But we didn't. That wasn't anything that really interested us to have some big giant wedding,
and really, to be fair, we had people who are really good at doing certain things. Your mother could sew.
Yeah, your mom
she made
bake.
my dress.
Right.
My mother has been a baker for years and years and years.
And everybody's crafty, so everybody did like all of the decorations and the flowers and the tops for the cake and the bears and all of that kind of
bears.
stuff.
I was very into teddy bears. I look back and I think
it was cool.
Grown up a little bit.
We still have
anyway.
those, and it's really cool. I have them set up.
And it was kind of a cowboy theme as well, so I had little cowboy hats on the bears.
Right. I think we talked about that. I wore boots and jeans and like a tail coat and like a bow tie, but it's more like a old Western
style,
skinny tie. It wasn't like a bow tie like you would see with the normal
like
tops.
the string kind.
Yeah, and I had a vest too, so it was. We were trying to keep it more like country-ish kind of thing, and then I had my. I don't think I mentioned this last time, but yes, I had a mullet. A proud.
You did.
Wonderful.
It's true at the time.
Beautiful, glorious mullet, and I was proud of it, and it looked beautiful, and I'm not ashamed of it at all.
Nope.
And if it came back today, I still wouldn't wear it because I don't want to deal with that crap anymore. So
right.
Yeah, it's just a pain. All right, so I can't. The only other thing that really pops up into my mind necessarily is after that is getting and I'll just tell you, this is just in my memory, and you probably have some stuff leading up to it, but in my memory was okay. So now we're all lined up in the church. There's a bunch of people inside. We're up there. And something going on in the back.
Well,
there's
I was
some
also just going to mention that we were talking about decorations and stuff. So my maid of honor, and it just now hit me. I can't believe I forgot this. One of these days I'm going to have to mention this to her again. Because you remember she worked for the balloon store. So the balloons and all that stuff came from her.
Oh, I forgot that she used to work at that place.
So isn't that cool? Anyway.
Oh, I forgot.
So yes, past all that, we have everything ready to go finally. Got dressed, got ready, had some pictures done. the pre-pictures, because we were trying to keep it traditional where you didn't see me in my dress until
Right.
the moment. So, in the back, there's kind of a discussion going on with the people that are in the wedding.
Right. We're trying to get started, and we had chosen some people, some people to participate in the wedding. That one of the ring bearer, and the ring bearer just was having some, I guess, some issues.
He was little.
He was little, and he was having some. So he just, he didn't really want to come down, and that was, that's how little kids are, and so. Dina's nephew,
My other nephew.
who is not afraid and not shy at all,
Ever.
jumped right in and took over, and we thank him for that.
Yep.
And
I did not have a flower girl.
and I guess that's true. You didn't.
That was intentional because at the time I really didn't have any family that would have been the appropriate age to make a flower girl, and because of your position and what you did as for work, I didn't feel like it was fair to choose somebody
from there,
from within there.
Yeah, that's probably true. But
So,
well,
and it was okay. I wasn't worried about it.
right. And then, so finally that all got going, and I can just say I was standing up there, and we took some pictures and stuff beforehand. The goofy pictures of like me trying to escape and blah 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 blah. That kind of weird stuff. But my guys are standing up there, and they're just being their guys, and we're all kind of joking around. But I'm kind of ignoring them because as soon as I see her walk in front, that was it. That's where my focus was the entire time. And I can tell you that I don't remember much of anything other than seeing her, and I'm sure that just took everything. That was it. I mean, I'm trying to think of what I said to her. I can't remember.
Well, I remember that when we were like, once they have you hold hands, I remember that you told me not to cry because then you said you would.
Oh, did I? Oh,
I remember that.
okay.
Jennifer, my maid of honor, sang the song. You had said you would prefer me not to step away from the bride part and sing in the ceremony, and I did not. So she did, which was perfect. It was great. She did a nice job with it.
I don't remember that either, but
she
I'm kind of
sang
glad you did.
The song
didn't sing, right?
"Friends for Life," which I still like, and we had all the elements that most people have
Right.
in
And
the traditional ceremonies.
Sure.
We had the unity candle and
Right.
the father giving the bride away, and
Yes.
just all of those kinds of things were present.
Yep. I remember seeing how beautiful you were, and I think that just took my breath away, and it was like I couldn't even believe it. Now, see, you remember a lot of things that I don't remember, a lot of the details, and that's usually what women do, and that's the good thing, because they can remind us.
Well, I think
men
that
of those tiny details that we kind of overlook.
it's kind of like we talked about before. You and I seem to remember different things, and I bet you if we put it all together, it would make a pretty complete picture, but we just focus on different aspects.
I do remember that, and maybe, do you have anything else to add before, like, the end of, I mean, because it was, like you said, it was pretty traditional.
Right.
It wasn't anything.
It was standard vows. We did not
Yeah,
write vows.
we
I
didn't do
I
that,
never
yeah.
wanted to do that. That was
Right.
never my thing.
Right. Light it, yeah, the candle stuff and the Lord stuff, whatever, and all that stuff. And I do remember when it was all done and we were presented to everybody and we're walking down. My father was on the right-hand side. I remember, and there's a picture that
I think it's
there's a
it's one of the
picture.
best pictures.
We're walking past and he holds his hand up and I give him a high five. We're
Yeah.
just like, this is it. I gave him a high five, and my father was my best friend in the whole world, and
Yep.
besides my wife, obviously, she's my very best friend in the whole world. But you know how it is. It's like my father. That's a different kind of friend, but he was my best friend, and gave him a high five.
Yep,
And we headed out.
we did.
And you know what? I think we should stop right there. I don't
Sounds
think we
good.
should go any further than that, because we'll tell you what happened after the wedding and where we went on our honeymoon
And covered the reception.
and the reception. And we'll cover all that in our next podcast. So we appreciate you hanging tight. Yes, it's been 25 years. This is our 25th year
Well,
anniversary.
technically, we started our 26th year of marriage.
guess
Really,
that's true,
if you
yeah.
depending on how you look at
We
it.
finished 25, and
Sure.
that's huge, and it's a big deal, and a lot of wonderful things have happened to us this year. A lot of wonderful things have coincided. I would just say 70 years Israel's been the Jewish state. I think that's amazing.
That's
and
amazing.
Coincides with our 25th year
25th.
anniversary.
Yep.
Amen.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. All right, hang on. We'll be right back with our Moonshine Safari. We're going to spotlight Copper Still. We'll be right back.
Get out your glasses. It's time for the Moonshine Safari drinks and recipes.
All right, welcome back to Moonshine Safari. This is our segment of where we like to spotlight drinks, recipes. Sometimes we'll spotlight an actual restaurant or some food that we have partaken of during the week.
Yep.
So, Dana, who are we going to talk
We're
about
foodies.
this week?
Copper Still, Moonshine Grill.
Still Moonshine Grill. There are 2 locations here in Arizona, one in Gilbert, one in Chandler. And we like to visit the Gilbert location. And this past...
And that was the original.
That was the original. The past one that we went to this past time, we hadn't been in a while. And wow. We don't remember why we hadn't been back.
Oh, it was wonderful.
They have so many wonderful choices of food. Their appetizers, we like the devil bites. Dean, tell them what a devil bite is.
So it's cheese, like melted cheese with like I believe jalapenos and some chilies in it, and then of course in a fried crunchy crust.
Yeah.
And they bring it out with like usually a spicy dipping sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So good, so good. So if you like deep fried macaroni and cheese that's spicy, oh, you're gonna love that. They also have deep fried pickles. They have all kind of wonderful things. They have moonshine infused. Like the last thing when I went, I had the Chipotle moonshine chicken tacos. Wow.
Wow.
They have great stuff. They serve. Actually, they had drinks there, and one of the drinks I was trying to get, I forgot what it was called, but it had Hunch Punch in it.
Punch.
And guess what?
They couldn't get it either.
They couldn't get it either. Old Smoky, please, we need Hunch Punch. Even our local restaurants can't even get it. So
Can't
please,
get it.
yeah, we even asked.
So
them
we don't
to.
know if at this point if it's seasonal or we're trying
Right.
to actually figure it out.
Or maybe it's just so damn good, everybody drinks it
Everybody's
and can't keep
getting
it because it is. It's good. But I'll tell you, Copper Still, good service, good food, good drinks. They have a good atmosphere. It's like a sports bar. They have all kinds of videos. I think they play poker and do trivia a couple nights a week. Check them out online. Just good stuff, good atmosphere. Just wonderful, wonderful food. And so check them out. Another Moonshine Safari rating and tip. Anything to add to
awesome.
that?
If you're looking for, diet food, don't get the devil bites. But other than that, for special occasions,
Right.
give it a shot. It's wonderful.
Oh yeah, this is not a keto friendly. This is not a low carb friendly place. It is. This is if you're
But
on.
it's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely. If you're gonna splurge, this is a place you should splurge if you're gonna
Yep.
do it at least once to try it. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for hanging tight with
Thank
us.
you.
We are closing up. This is our 7th episode, ending right now in the can. Dina, thank you so much for sharing all of your fun stuff with us this week.
We'll see you for number 8.
We'll see you for 8. Bye, everybody.
Hey y'all, welcome to Moonshine Safari. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as well as check the description for information on our social media sites, as well as our Patreon account to help support our adventures in the Moonshine Wilderness.